price of eggs has gone up so much lately. At Walmart here in California, it's $4.63 for a dozen mass-produced eggs. Eggs that are nice, organic, free range, $6.99 a dozen. So maybe you have chickens, or maybe you want to expand your flock, or maybe you're thinking about getting chickens. You're wondering, is it worth it? Could I sell eggs and maybe make a couple dollars off of selling eggs? Well, it's definitely profitable, but the question is it worth it? In this video, we're gonna look into that. I've got 12 chickens, 11 hens, 1 rooster. I let them free range out here on about 1/8 of an acre. I feed them organic feed from a local co-op. It costs about $35 for a 50-pound bag. So that's about $17.50 per week. So we're in the middle of winter right now. It's the worst time for our egg production, but we're getting about 7 eggs a day. So that's worst case scenario. So that means in 1 week, they'll produce 7 times 7 is 49 eggs. Let's round that down to 48. We have an even
4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large.
Let's talk about the cost of water. It's really cheap. It's like 7 cents a gallon for tap water. It's almost nothing. If you're a nerd, you want to include it, you can. But really, let's just forget about it to make it simple. All right, let's talk about electricity. I've got a security camera and an automatic door that requires batteries, but I rarely have to change these. I mean, once every 4 months maybe for $1.50, super cheap. The cost of electricity for a little security camera, I mean, it's almost nothing. So let's make things simple and exclude the cost of electricity. We use a deep litter bedding method, which means we use pine shavings. So we go through about a bag every 2 months. A bag of pine shavings is $8 at Tractor Supply, so that's about $1 a week for pine shavings. All right, the next significant cost would be the nesting material. We use straw for ours. So this is about $15 from Tractor Supply for a bag. That lasts us about 6 months. So if you break it down, it's about $1 a week for nesting material. So the total cost, about $17.50 in feed every week, plus $1 in bedding, $1 in nesting material. Rounded up, about $20 a week for chickens. Our chickens lay about 4 dozen a week, so about $5 a dozen. We could get that cost down if we got more efficient chickens. We're a little bit more efficient with our bedding and our nesting materials. Maybe we get that down to $4 a dozen, but worst case scenario, we're looking at about $5 a dozen. So if we sell those eggs to our neighbors and our friends, we're looking at like $2 a profit per dozen eggs. When we consider the cost of the coop, the feeder, the waterer, is it worth it? Let's say all that costs you maybe $500 to set up. $2 a dozen, you're gonna take 250 dozen eggs to break even. If you get 4 dozen eggs a week, it's gonna take you about 60-ish weeks to pay that off. That's about a year of selling eggs to break even on this infrastructure. To me, that's not really worth it. But my kids love to sell the eggs. They love to collect the eggs, take care of the chickens, have a little bit of a business. To them, it's really worth it. For me, to teach my kids how to run a business, how to buy and sell, how to take care of the chickens and learn responsibility, all of that makes this well worth it. The money, that's just an extra bonus.